Ha! Two men. One named Rich. That's me.
This is Jermaine. Just got off the toilet.
He's a foul man. This is the X's and O's of life.
Huh?
Yep. Yep.
Points for creativity, I like it though. It's creative.
It's the perks of having a soundboard.
You two are fools, you know that?
Yeah, that's why it works. Now that everyone can see that's watching on YouTube. Yeah, it's fine. If you can't see us, then you should just do the YouTube thing because audio itself is just dumb. A wise man told me that. I'm not sure who it was.
Probably me, but...
Yeah, probably. So, as you can see, maybe, that is not Jermaine. So Jermaine is on the IR. His tooth hurts. I'm not going to tell you why that happened, but there's probably a good reason. Due to his extracurricular activities, maybe. Who knows? So I found a guy, and I'm enacting the law of 1834 of all black folks look alike. And gotcha. And I saw this guy kind of walking down the street, and I just figured he was robbing somebody, but he wasn't. This is going somewhere, I promise. So with promises of chicken and watermelon and not calling his probation officer, I invited him over to do the podcast. And my wife is now making coffee, and she hears this, and I'm like, she probably has some questions. It's okay. So this is kind of like a guest appearance, X's and O's deal, whatever. Before you run away thinking that I'm like, I didn't wear my hood today. There is a method to my madness. So, we've gone over a lot of topics in the pod, and we're gonna revisit a few of them that get a different perspective. So, random black guy, what's your name?
Random black guy. That's right. I would disclose my name, but in fear of TMZ finding out, I'm gonna plead the fifth. No, I am.
You've done that before, haven't you? You made that too easy.
Hey, look. First of all, I'm half Cuban, so you gotta get that right. You're ruining me, man. You're ruining me.
My condolences.
Well, Fidel Castro's my uncle, so watch it.
Well, fair enough. All right. I don't got much to say to that one.
No, I am the most charismatic man, the Prince of Fresh Air. I think it's the first time I actually done your show too. So
yeah, that was actually like the show. I mean, we've done like the interview thing, and I've been on your show and the other show, and this is the first kind of interesting.
Yeah, and I got my hair back. Normally I have it out, but I just washed it. Wanted to let it breathe for a little bit, so got it top back today.
Yeah, it looks different. It looks like you got the symmetry thing going, because usually you got the one kind of up in the air and the other one not up in the air. So fair enough. I don't have hair, so I don't know that strife. So yeah.
So are you like Jada Smith, alopecia? No, I'm just
yeah. Basically, yeah. Just banging Tupac and all that fun stuff. Absolutely.
Hey, can I join it? No.
I mean, you can get in line after Jermaine. I'm sorry. So the reason I did that initial kind of like overly racially overtoned situation, here's a situation I came across today, or not today, this week. So I work tech support, and I had a lady, and I just want to get your perspective on this, because I believe I brought it up to Jermaine, and he didn't have a ton to say about it. I don't think we actually even did it on the pod, but this white lady um, tried to explain to me how it's easy to be black in America and how black folks have all the opportunities in the world. She also mentioned that she went to the January 6th thing and she's never felt more American. So I should have known kind of from that part that it's like, okay. Um, she brought up the point that she went to the welfare office and got food stamps. And okay, whatever, fine, things happen, yada, yada, yada. I don't care, whatever. Um, and the lady said, yeah, hey, you're going to pretty much get the most minimalistic help because you are a single white female. And she then kind of brought up, all of these, in her eyes, unintentionally racial comments about how, well, Nancy over there has X number of kids and she gets all this. Why is that? Um, so it actually infuriated me. Now, here's the thing. Um, she was a very uneducated person about, obviously for obvious reasons, you know, for lack of a better term, being black in America. Now, me also, I am very uneducated. I would say I'm more educated than her, but still, the ignorance of the plight is real because I will never be able to fully understand because, white. Um, my white, my wife is biracial, and I should get kudos for that because I let her in the house. Um, that was wrong. I shouldn't let her in the house. Um, so I have learned a bounty of things from her, and I would. I'm far from racially charged at all. I don't care what you are. Just don't fucking bother me. Is kind of where I'm at in life. Um, but with all that being said, what what is your thoughts on that? Like, just the unconscious, well, seemingly unconscious kind of racism that happens, and just because I really, honest to God, think that she thought she was doing right. She was being noble, but it's like you are the worst kind of racist because you don't even know you're doing it.
Yeah, yeah. It's it's an interesting thing. That's a question I've heard before. Can minorities be racist to white people? I've heard that before. And I did an interview. I did an episode with Jubilee. It was Do All Black Men Think the Same? He kind of touched on that a little bit. Here's the thing, a lot of people we're living in a very uplifting society now, but we also living in a society where everybody wants to be a victim. And I think that lady is one of those people who, first of all, I don't understand how she would think minorities, especially black people, have more rights than her. I mean,
I actually asked her. I was like, "Have you ever been pulled over for driving while white?" No. Oh, okay.
exactly. Have you ever had a job tell you your hairstyles you got to change your hairstyle because it's not workplace appropriate? I think a lot of people forget that they have privileges in different ways, right? But white people, you know, are you know, I
The
think a
worst.
lot of them, not the word, because I don't think all white people are bad. I'm not one of those people, but I think some of them don't realize that they have more privileges than the average person. You know, cops, employment, security, safety, access to certain government, SNAP and all that stuff. The fact that they don't have to worry about of disappearing at night, over a traffic stop, stuff like that. it's liberties and stuff like that that a lot of people take for granted, and they don't realize. For me, as good looking, as amazing of a hair I have, and how personable I am, I know that there's a chance that one day I could be walking down the streets in New York City. A cop might have a bad day, just had an argument with his wife. I give him a lick of attitude, even if it's not attitude, but in his eyes, he think it is, and I could end up, with a knee on my back like George Floyd. A lot of people, for her, I can understand because I have seen that happen where some white people might feel slighted because they are white in certain establishments. I understand that does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't, but at the same time, also recognize the fact that I was telling my girlfriend this the other day. One of the reasons why I don't like going into random stores, her and her family like to window shop and go in stores and check it out. That's cool. I know when they're looking at me, they're looking like, oh, okay, let's keep an eye on him. I'm not an idiot. I know what's happening. She don't have to worry about that. She don't have to worry about someone assuming she's going to steal. But again, like I said, we're living in a very victimhood culture now. Everybody wants to be a victim, even though it's apparent that they're not. And that's just another example of someone that sees that, minorities are getting treated a lot better than they used to, but that doesn't mean that we're getting treated better than you.
It's not a high watermark. I mean,
No,
like, look, the wife she makes 6 figures, and she can walk into a PayPal. How's the fuck am I talking about? Walk into an Old Navy, and she has done this, and she will be followed. And I'm just like, she could buy you. Go fuck yourself. But you're following her like she came in. I don't even have a good analogy because it's so uncomfortable, and it's frustrating as a white guy to be lumped in with that because you, unfortunately, and it's like the reverse. It's like the inverse because of what problem white folks have made. You get lumped in with those people, and then you're almost looked at in a different way. It's like, just as a, insert, create a character black guy here, you immediately, let me not speak for everybody, but it seemingly is like, okay, I have to walk on eggshells around this guy because I know that at a snap of a finger, things can go real bad real quick. And it's, I guess on my end, I don't understand it. I don't understand why we have to have this rift and why we have to have this divide because of literally and here's the ironic part. Like, this is like the frustrating ironic part because you've known me for a few months now. We've had a lot of conversations. I feel like we're friends. And
well, friends push it. No.
Well, whatever. Friends, fuck buddies, whatever you want to call it. It's fine.
Stalker.
Yeah, stalker, it's fine. Massa. No, I'm sorry. That's me. You knew that was coming.
Yeah, I know.
But it's I feel, and this is my assumption, because I can't think this way because I'm not dead inside.
Right.
In the grand scheme of life, you are a lower tier of a person because of your social stature and your socioeconomic situation and your financial situation. But here is the most ironic part. You know who caused that? Fucking white people. And it's like, you hate the problem that you created, which is beyond me. Because just because you got a different pigment does not make you any lesser a person, doesn't make you any less capable of this job or that job or making this amount of money. I'm not trying to get on my soapbox here, but the oppression that's been, passed down.
Mm-hmm.
is why
Yep.
it feels like a hamster wheel. Because how are you what are you supposed to do? Whiteface? Yeah, go ahead, do that. Like, so you're looked at differently because you, from the gate, once you walk into an interview or you walk into a store, you're already 25% behind the eight ball. As a white person, just like how you said, the white privilege, you can literally walk in to anywhere, and 25% to the good, you're already in good graces
Right.
for no reason other than you don't have a tan and that guy has a tan.
I took a psychology class in college, that and sociology, but psychology was a good subject. I went into it thinking, I don't really care too much. I just want the credit, but then I actually enjoyed it, and I ended up taking more
I love
classes.
psychology.
Oh, it's fantastic. And here's the thing, a lot of people. This is why I have sympathy, and I'm not one of those people who you know judge other people, right? Because one of the things I learned in that class was, when you're a child, right? When you're born, you're not born inherently, oh, I hate black people, I hate Latinos, I hate white people, whatever. You're not born that way. That's something you're taught, whether it's your family, your friends, your community, your environment, your school. You're taught that. And that's why for me, I wouldn't say I give people the benefit of the doubt per se. I mean, if you're in the KKK and you ain't getting no benefit of the doubt, I already know what type of time you're on. But for people who have certain prejudice and stuff, I'll ask them why. I remember I watched a segment. This was Steve Wilkos show, but there was a skinhead guy, KKK member.
Shout out to Steve Wilkos. That's the first
Yeah,
time he's been mentioned in 3 years ever.
yeah.
Oof.
I started watching him during the pandemic, but there was an episode that it brought me back to thinking about psychology, because he was telling me, oh well, the guy on the end of the program, he was married to a Latina, and he was being racist to her sister's kids who were Hispanic, and he was talking about how he grew up. I think he grew up in like the middle of the mid states. I think it was like Iowa or something. One of those
So,
mid states.
yeah, Trump country.
Yeah, and like he was raised that way, to hate black people, to hate what they stand for, what they look like, and all he saw was, and I said this before. When you grow up that way, right, and the only image you ever see of other people, especially minorities, is when you see on the news, oh, a black man robbed the store and killed the owner, or whatever. When you're born that way, and the only image you ever see of people like me is criminals, you tend to have that idea of, oh, this is what these people are like. They're animals, they're criminals and stuff like that. And I understand that some people, that unfortunately, they're raised that way and they pass it down. That's how racism started. That's how racism continues. We live in a society, like I said, where a lot of people are trying to be more uplifting and positive. But just remember, racism still exists. There's a lot of I work at a senior. I told you when you came on my podcast
Yeah.
last time, but I work at a senior facility, and some of my coworkers will tell me this. Some of the guests will sit in the dining room and say racist stuff. Oh yeah, I remember 50 years ago when black people couldn't even serve me. White, elderly people. And so, I'm not shocked by it, because we're talking about people who are 80, 90, 100 years old.
Right.
So, they lived in that time. But that goes to show you, if they still have those beliefs, I'm sure they probably taught their children that. And racism is still exists. And I do feel bad for certain white people, meaning, I'm not one of those people who look at you or, someone in their 20s and say, hey, you're the reason why my grandparents or great great grandparents is on a plantation. No, you weren't born yet.
Yeah, I hate that argument. That is a frustrating argument I've heard over the years of life. Yeah.
And that's why for me, I can understand why certain white people do feel attacked, because they feel like they're being held to the same standard their generations ago when they
But that's
weren't
such
even
a
a thought.
small amount though, man. Like that's such a small amount of people that have that weird ideology.
It is just, but you know what? We also live in a society where the loudest voice or the more controversial voice gets with social media.
Good
Well,
point. Good point.
all you gotta, for you, let's just throw this out there, right? Let's
Yeah.
say instead of you, asking me these questions, you like, hey man, I got a question for you. Why black people always committing crimes, right?
Mm.
Some people might look at you and say, look at this racist piece of garbage, right? But I can right now in today's society, you will go viral on Instagram. All these media companies and all stuff will pick it up and they'll run with it. Next thing you know, you get millions of listens and people want to subscribe. So there is negativity right now is making money, and I think that's why the Karens, for
Is that
instance.
why no one watches my shit now? Oh
Well,
man.
you know, well, that could no, I'm not. No, I'm not going there. But yeah, like Karens, right? We hear about Karens. Karens is a thing where for people who may not know, don't understand why we use. Well, I don't, but why certain minorities use Karen for white women, because a lot of white women use their status and power to get what they want. I remember I read a story during the pandemic where a white police officer, I know it's police, but white police officer walked into the wrong apartment, black man, killed him because she thought he was a criminal. He broke into a house. She was at the wrong apartment. And guess what? She's still working to this day. So it goes to show you, like, white women like that, it's a slippery slope. In one hand, I can understand that she might feel slighted, because we are living in a society where people are pushing diversity. So some people are looking at white people like, you had your turn, let's move it along, right? But I could also say too, there are certain white people who use their skin tone and the fact that they're maybe a woman usually to get their way. We see it all the time. It goes
It's called
viral.
being entitled. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's being entitled.
Yeah.
And
And
it's like I'm a white lady in America. I am supposed to be first in line. Why? Oh, because reasons. All right. And people are just supposed to accept that as truth. And the people that don't, they're the ones that end up being viral in these crazy compilation videos of people just trying to teach them a life lesson of like, hey, so you don't own the road, right? Oh, why not? What? And
Yep.
I feel like it's at a certain point they believe their bullshit so much
Mhm.
that they don't understand that it's wrong. Like they've literally mind fucked themselves, which is terrifying that you can do that to yourself and then portray your energy out into the universe and think you're right when everything is pointing towards you being wrong. It is beyond me. But
Yeah. I'll say this. I think we're in a very dangerous, uplifting society. It's like, on one hand, we are seeing more, like, my generation, your generation, some, and the younger generations are more positive. They're more
yes,
understanding of other people. But at the same time, people are also using this time to fulfill their own prophecy or fulfill their own agenda. There's certain white people who want to whenever a black man gets killed by the police, they're the front at the line. And I've seen some of them too, influencers who say they're for the cause, but when you see them, they're really just doing content to go viral on Instagram, right? They don't really
Mhm.
care. They're doing it for the views, and I think it's a slippery slope because it makes you realize, it makes you question whether someone's genuine or not, and I think that's the issue. We've tried to have a different approach to racism and stuff like that, but at the same time, you also have people who are just doing it for monetary gain. I'm sure companies do it too. I'm sure this other, organization, not organizations, but other people that do it too. They just hop on these trends, as they want to call it, for monetary gain or for popularity, but they don't really care. So I wouldn't be surprised if she said this or did this, for a PR stunt because people are doing that nowadays. And it's sad to say because she could 100% be genuine when she said, "Hey, I felt slighted, just because I'm a white person, going to establishment." Some people might roll their eyes like, "Hey, look at the many years black people's in chains and stuff like that." But who you never know. That's the 100%. That's the hardest thing now is you don't know if someone's being genuine or not. That's the hardest thing.
It's like the person that's like, oh yeah, man, I'm down for the cause. I got all the black friends, and they count them. It's like, uh, not 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 a good look. No, that doesn't.
But you know what though? I will say because that again, everything is made into slippery slope. Because some people will say, yeah, that exact example. There's gonna be some people who do that and they still hate this guy. They still have those prejudice against their friends, right? The people. But then there's some people who do it because society has pressured them. Oh, you don't have any black friends? Oh, why is that, Johnny? And then now people looking at you like you're a racist. So that's the thing, with society now. It's like, okay, on one hand, yeah, we are being more inclusive, but at the same time, we're also making it hard for
But why? Like that's the thing. Are we as a society being inclusive because? And you made a great point. Because society dictates that we should, or is it because you want to be? I think it's because you're supposed to now, and
Mhm.
and that's where all the the genuine part of it just goes away, and that's how, and I don't. It sounds weird coming from a white dude, but I don't blame anybody not trusting white folks. I don't blame you at all. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I
Like the track record is pretty fucked up.
it is. But
Like,
but you know what? And that's the thing. It's like for me, I know a lot of white people, including you, who are like my buddy Don. I went to college with his family. There are German and Italian. That type of they
is it
come
weird
from
that I
that.
knew Dawn was Italian?
Yeah, it is weird. You read my
But
mind. But like his family embraced me. Like they invite me to all the events. They treat me like family. You know what I'm saying? And I think there are some good people out there. But also like you said, some people doing it because they have to. That's why, I see that in the entertainment industry a lot, and a lot of times, people are saying, "Oh yeah, when I get this audition that says we're exclusively looking for minorities or LGBT or whatever," but I say, is it genuine? No, because a lot of times it's like one person in the entire movie who's a
right.
minority. So I think some people are doing it because it's the status quo right now. It's the trendy thing. They had the. I know certain people.
I love how being a person is the trendy thing.
You, but you know what? Like I said, man, society has ruined. I wouldn't say society. Social media has ruined everything, right? Because now everything is about going viral. Everything's about keeping up with the trends. Everything is about how can you appeal to the masses, right? So now it's cool to have a black, superhero because that's the end now. But I guarantee you, most of them wouldn't even entertain the idea if we didn't live in this type of culture right now. A lot of them wouldn't, So I think it's the trendy thing now. Now,
Let's kill the internet.
yeah,
Let's kill it.
social media.
Let's
Social media has ruined everything.
let's take it. Let's take it out back and fuck it up.
As someone who loves social media and uses it to my advantage, I also see the pitfalls of it. Everybody's chasing the clout. Everybody's chasing views. Everybody's chasing, stardom or fame or popularity. So that's why you have to question everybody's motives because you don't know if they're actually genuine or they're just looking for the new sound bite that Instagram or one of these major media companies pick up. So it's a rough time. It's a rough time for everybody involved. Because
which
like
is
I'll say this before I go. Because even like for you, right? Some people might, for you, I know you're not a bad person. I know you're genuine and you
thank you.
actually, you're not racist or anything, right? But I don't want people to just automatically assume, oh, he's a white guy, or he fantasizes about having a black woman, and that's why his wife is biracial, or he just has black people on the podcast, to fulfill a narrative. I don't want, that's the thing with society now, is making people feel that way. Oh, is Rich actually genuine, or is he just doing it, to make himself look good? So that's the only thing I don't like is, or rather, that's why I'm trying to be a lot more positive about this stuff, because not every white person is out to, you know, for an agenda. Some people are actually just genuine and they care about other people. But because of the history and society now,
Hold on, you muted yourself. No, you got a little mute button, a little mute icon. Look at the bottom left. The white man
yeah,
heard he was saying shit and had to shut
yeah,
it down real
they're
quick.
out to get me.
Yep,
The white people don't like what I'm saying. The FBI, they watching me. No, I'm
saying it.
kidding.
No, yeah, it and the people that potentially think that can lick my dirty, dirty taint. I'm fully okay with that. Um, yeah, and that is a real thing that I never really actually thought about that, and I think it's probably because if those people think that of me, I don't want you listening. You're not the crowd I'm trying to attract. I don't have a crowd I'm actually trying to attract. I'm just doing what I'm doing, and if you idiots listen, then whatever. Enjoy the time you're never going to get back in your life now.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
But like, let me mention this too. Like, I know you're joking. Like, a lot of jokes you made at the beginning, I know it's jokes. It's
Well,
clearly comedy, right?
hold on, because I wanted to touch on that real quick. There are people out here that think that way. Like that's why I was like being so over dramatized and facetious about it, because I'm like, people literally will think that way whether they think that's offensive or not, and
Right.
that's why I let in with that lady. I'm like, she seems like a person that would do that because she thinks that that's what that's what the blacks like. It's like, oh god, you seem like a person that used the word color too, don't you? Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know the feeling, and that's exactly another thing too. A lot of unfortunately, some white people feel like they have to be saviors for minorities, and I don't think that inherently is a bad thing. But I think a lot of them really need to take a step back and think about that. I need to
Right.
be a savior for some, you know, at the I understand certain people have good intentions and it comes off the wrong way. But again, like I said, everything in society now can be misconstrued. Like your
Yes.
earlier statement, right? When you first started, some people might have tuned off immediately or jumped to conclusions and say, "Oh, this guy's just covering up his racism with jokes." Because unfortunately, a lot of comedians do that. They will
Yeah.
be using jokes as a way to, oh, I was just playing, but you secretly meant that you thought all black people should go back to slavery. So that's the thing. Everything nowadays, like I said, is very controversial. Everything is, social media has made it so where is this genuine or is this actually, just fun, playful, banner. So,
Right.
that's why politically correctness is such a big thing because, that's why for me, I don't even make, I mean, I do make racist jokes, but just off air, mostly because I don't want people saying, "Oh, this guy, he uses comedy as a scapegoat to say what he really says." And people can just take that one thing that you said at the beginning, splice it up, and say, "Oh, look what Rich said. Oh, you gotta listen to this guy. He's a little racist." So, you know, yeah, that's the thing, man. You have to be careful what you say nowadays, unfortunately, because it could be a place of care and love and just fun, but some people, and some people with the guns and the money can look at it and say, huh, okay, I see what he type of time is on. Delete, cut, we're going to delete him off the internet. So it's crazy.
Oh, and look, I completely get it. I completely white power. And like, the whole crazy thing, white power.
I like
White power. Yeah, so we a little sidebar here. Somehow or another, we always interject like a Chappelle show reference into the episodes. I don't know why. It just is like a running trope from us. So I just thought Clayton Bigsby, the black white supremacist. Shit's hilarious. Yeah, and I get that. And you know what though? Cancel me, bitches. No one's listening anyway. Who gives a fuck? They are, but they're not. And that's kind of why I like what I do, because I'm very genuine, very, very across the board, just level. I think, unfortunately, because of the society we live in, yeah, it's very digital and very social media and very yada yada. The other part of that is we're very instant gratification, very snippets. We have like a 40-second attention span, and if you get what you get in that 40 seconds, and nothing else matters. And that's where you get your goofy opinion and outlooks and oh, this is what this person is. But if you actually sit here and listen to the person and talk to the person, I mean, hell, we have 84 episodes now, soon to be 85. Each one is at least an hour long. Some of them are about an hour and a half. So we got about, let's just call it poops and giggles, an hour and 20 hours out there of content. If you, not you, but if you want to snip up a few seconds and call that a day, have fun. If that means as much to you as you think it means to me, it's fucking cute. I don't know. It just, I guess, just to wrap this up here, because I don't want to like harp on this, because it's a frustrating thing for everybody involved. I think someone that on this side of the fence here, you look at it, and you made a good point about the people that are trying to be a beacon of hope, and it's like, are you doing it because you don't think they can do it, or are you doing it because you think this is a noble thing to do, or are you doing it because you have good intentions and you feel like, hey, this is the fucked up thing, like I want to be a part of change? Those are the people that need to get the attention, not the other two. But like you said, who can tell? Because we're very, ooh, a squirrel, ooh, something shiny, like that's
yeah. But and the crazy part about that too, because I don't agree with it. Like I said, I don't think anybody, unless he requests your help, I don't think you need to be a Superman to a certain group of people.
Right.
But I can also understand why certain people have the idea, white people have the idea. Because think about it, everything we said before really makes sense to them, right? They don't have to worry about. I've seen videos of protests during the pandemic where white people are smashing up police cars, storming the Capitol. I think only one person got killed, and I think it was because it was a direct attack on government officials at the Capitol building. But that goes to show that a lot of them know that they probably feel the way they do about being a savior because they know that they could stand up to a cop and not catch a bullet. So like I said, how many white people get away with talking crazy to police? How many of them have no fear that they can walk down the street, give police officer lip, and they won't end up with a knee in the back of their neck? Now, don't get me wrong, white people do get killed by police too. I'm not saying that, but on average, they know that.
What was the last one that you can remember?
I couldn't even tell you.
Point.
Couldn't even tell you.
Checkmate. Checkmate. Yeah.
But again, like, it's one of those things too. Realistically, some people have that savior complex because they know they have privilege, and it may not be in the privilege of I have Bill Gates money, but when we're talking about law and order and authorities, they know that they have an edge over minorities, so they have the savior complex because they know I could rile up a few feathers and not die at the moment, so right. That's the thing. But like you said, you don't know anybody's true motives now, and that's the hard part, because as someone who's given to homeless and enjoy giving to homeless, I also see people doing it for social media clout, and they don't really care about these people. They just doing it because they want people to click on the video, maybe send a little donation, check out their OnlyFans link, which I'm not doing, by the way. But
Pussy.
hey, I ain't paying for no premium content. What I look like?
Oh, I thought you were talking about you not doing it. Oh, never mind.
Oh, no. I'll do it. Maybe.
Let's show a nipple here. Hold on here. Hold on. Get me all riled up.
Someone to call the wife.
No, I mean, and I think, to wrap this up in a nice bow, and just to kind of move on to the next thing, because I don't want this to feel like it's, court TV or anything, but yep, seen it. If you really want to be a part of whatever cause, whatever thing you're trying to do, don't feel necessary to tell people. Don't feel necessary to broadcast it. Just do it because you want to do it. Like, that's how you start to mend fences. You don't need a camera crew around you to say, "Oh, see, I shook this black guy's hand." It's like, okay, why did you need to record that? Oh, I just because I needed, and okay, that's, I don't know. I never. It's like the people that give to charity and then tell people that to give to charity.
Right.
It's like, what do you? I mean, you don't announce it. Like, you can tell your wife, tell your friend, but like, just in passing. But if you literally make a conversation surrounded like, oh, so I gave to the homeless vets, and I do that every year, and like, okay, like, unless it comes up in a conversation, then all right, fair, but I don't know. So
Yeah.
last thing, kind of part on that, just be good to people. You don't have to tell everyone that you're being good to people. Just be good to people, because that's what people should do. Now, let's switch gears. Fuck raccoons. Fuck groundhogs. Fuck lanternflies. So, I have bought a shed that seemingly more so looks like a dumpster. It's this big metallic kind of thing with a lock on it and a top on it, because raccoons are like, hey, we like to rip up your garbage because fuck you, that's why. So they still found a way to get in there. So we're having to try to figure that out. We now have a groundhog problem that is now digging up little holes in the yard, and the wife won't let me kill it. And I don't know if you know what lanternflies are, but it's getting cooler, so they're dying off. But still, I would be remiss to not say, hey, fuck you guys. Do you got any critter issues up in New York?
Oh, man. Have you ever seen a cockroach before?
I mean, in passing, we had a few words, yes.
Yeah, cockroaches are a big thing here, and I'm not talking about the little small ones that you say, "Hey, little buddy." No.
You got the thing. You can see its stick. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
big ones, and we also have water bugs, which is like I think a cousin. So they fly. These, I mean, we're talking about pretty sizable things.
Wolf.
The rats here. I mean,
Yeah.
it's standing in New York. We all know the rats. This year, though, surprisingly, this is the first time in New York, at least that I'm aware of, that we've had. So there's an invasive species of, what are these bugs? They like these like big looking flies with like red wings. Apparently,
yes, those are lanternflies, you fucker.
Oh, those are lantern. Oh,
yes.
Those things are. Oh, one almost landed on me a couple days ago when I was coming home from work. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought when you said lanternflies, I thought you were talking about the ones that light up at night.
No, those are beautiful. I used to catch those bitches when I was young.
I kill them all. I hate bugs. Don't like
fair.
them.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah, lanternflies. Fuck around and find out. There you go. That is what we have been dealing with all summer. There was a point in time where there was about 200 dead ones on the porch.
Oof, that many?
Dude. They're heavy in the streets. They don't do anything. They don't hurt you, but they just They don't make any. They don't even make noise except when they land on something because they're like dense. It's weird. They aren't afraid of you. They just crawl and they'll just drop from the ceilings like a fucking ninja and just be like, gotcha, bitch, and do nothing to you and just irritate you. They don't bite.
Interesting.
They don't sting. They are just there, and it is. The wife is mortified of them, like to the point where she was having like a mental breakdown because she didn't actually want to leave the house because of them.
I believe it.
And it's on the front porch, back porch. They showed something downtown where there were so many on these trees that it looked like the trees were moving. Yeah,
Wow.
it's a nightmare fuel for you. So they should be dying off, kind of since it's getting cooler, but it's not getting cooler quick enough. So yeah, have fun.
Yeah, it's like what is that game? When you gotta hit it's like the board game where you hit the button when the lights up. I see people doing that in the street all the time, and I'm like, what are they stomping at? And then one of the crossing guards, he was telling me, yeah, you gotta kill them because if you don't, they're gonna destroy a lot of the green and stuff. So them things are ugly. I be seeing them dead a lot of the time. See, the difference for you and me though is probably because you probably live in a more suburb rural area. So New York,
I don't know why you gotta put me in a box like that.
Hey, don't you want to be in the box? Wink, wink. No,
I want to be in your box. And yeah, you are correct. Yes, I do live in suburbia, sort of, but yeah.
So that's probably why you get.
We're also on a hill. We're also on a hill because apparently they really like higher elevation. So they are a fucking problem, and we have spent money on sprays and everything you can think of, and they're like, yeah, that's fine. You can kill me. I'm just gonna send my posse out, and they just are. There's so many of them. It is disturbing.
See, here's my philosophy because my girlfriend's one of those. She want to save every bug, spider, whatever.
Oh
no, especially if you're in the house. I'm killing you. I don't care if you're a spider. I don't care if you're the nicest ladybug in the world. You're going down. I'm one of those people. That's how my mom was. She, any bug. See, the problem for me this summer at least, because it didn't really happen last year when I wasn't here full time last year, but we get a lot of bugs here now. It's ridiculous. The other day, I don't know, like a couple months ago, I woke up. I'm sitting at the laptop and I'm hearing zin zin. I'm like, what the hell? What is that? And look over. There's two. I think it was two yellow jacket bees flying in the wind. I'm like, I didn't even open the window. I don't know where they're coming from. So
I didn't tell you the worst part of it. I didn't tell you the worst part. So what happens now is hornets and bees are now attacking and eating the lanternflies because they are eating their food. Probably about a month or so back, I was outside smoking a cigarette and I literally saw a lanternfly sitting there, and I don't know if it was a hornet or a bee attacked him and just started eating him. I'm like, this is the most fucked up shit I've ever seen ever. And I was just like, so they're getting rid of the lanternflies to become the dominant species. The problem is the lanternflies didn't do anything to you. The hornets are like, hey, come here. I'm going to tell you a secret. It's with my bum. And I'm going to sting you. That's the secret. And it's like, cool.
That's the land of the free. Everybody out there in that world with bugs, insects, and animals and all types of creatures out there, survival of the fittest. So it's not like us where you got to answer to a judge. For them, you eat my food, I kill you. They could get away with it. We can't.
Right.
Maybe we need to learn something from them.
I mean, look, fair enough. It's God. I'm in a weird way. I'm glad that you have to deal with the lanternflies because it's like misery loves company. I'm like, yeah, take them. But that was a short little diatribe on that because it's a recent development with the groundhog. And the neighbor, I actually told the neighbor, and he's kind of like a bit of a white power. kind of Trumper guy, and he was. And look, my hatred for these critters are getting a little. I'm having some issues.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh yeah. Here's what you do for the groundhogs. You get a bowl of mortar, and it's sweet. And what they do is they eat it. Then they take it back to wherever it is, and then it hardens and kills them." I'm like, "Fucking fair enough." And I was like, "Wait, yeah, still fair enough. Not about it. I'm not necessarily against it because you're digging like 4 holes now. But I'm also like, that's a shitty way to die.
Hey,
But I'm also like, get the fuck away from my house."
exactly.
The wife wasn't about that life, but she's like, they're so cute. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're an
Some
idiot.
people like that. Hey, that comes in handy sometimes. Like, certain bugs, if I find them in an apartment and I'm like, because, spraying raid, I don't mind it, but it bothers her head. So if she want to go kill it, hey, by all means, I'll let you take care of it. I take care of the roaches, though. She absolutely can't stand them. Those things I don't miss because in LA, surprisingly, you get more ants than anything. And I remember one day I woke up last spring, I went to the kitchen and get ready to go to the gym. I'm looking, I'm like, what is this dark line? That had to be, I don't even know how to describe it, but almost like there was a whole trail from the door all the way into the
Yep.
kitchen of
We've
ants.
had that
I'm
too.
like,
We've had that too.
those are the worst because even if you kill that giant trail, they all spread out. So you'll find, a couple, crawling on your counter, hiding in some. I hate ants because they are tiny and they just, yeah.
We've gotten like people to come out and spray for all like the sugar ant deals and all that. But yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah, I don't like bugs. I don't, like for me, as long as they're not in the house, I don't care.
Right.
Do whatever you wish. But when you come into the sanctuary of the most charismatic man's presence, yes, somebody got to go, and it won't be me. I'm sorry.
You say that till they catch you sleeping, literally and figuratively.
Well, the
carrying your
mosquitoes
big
be
ass
catching me.
outside.
Man, these mosquitoes, man. I lost 20 pounds. I'm like,
Sheesh.
I've been trying to watch the diet too, but I'm like, how am I dropping so much weight so quickly? Lo and behold, goddamn mosquitoes. Every time I wake up, there's a fat mosquito stuck on the ceiling full of blood. So I kill it and I gotta get up on the ladder and clean the whole ceiling because it splatters with blood. So that's probably why they draining me, man. I got blade in the apartment.
You might that or fucking Shang Tsung, one of the two. You need to go get you like a shop vac with an extension. Just say like, all right, watch this.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, because I can't imagine having to play like calisthenics on the ladder. It probably gets old real quick.
I don't mind. Yeah, it's not my favorite thing because the ceilings. I'm tall, so a lot of times I can get them on the wall. But like in this in the living room area, the ceiling is a little too high for me, so I have to get the ladder.
Just get a little shop vac. This little thing. Get like a 5-foot kind of extender arm to it, and just snap them up.
That's the downside of living with someone who cares about insects. Because whenever I see something, I want to kill it. Nah, I'll rescue it. Nah, I'm trying to get this thing over with.
Here's what you do. Here's how you trigger. You say, no. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to suck them up. Then I'm going to let them outside. Now, depending on how smart your lady is, she may buy it.
Nah, she won't go for it.
Damn.
She won't go for it. Trust me. But when she's not around, trust me, I get to work. And in LA, I have my vacuum. I left it by the door. So every time we get a lot of spiders in LA too, like daddy long legs and stuff. So whenever I see one, get the vacuum, zoop, good. Clean up, no mess.
She won't even go in the basement. We have like a spider sanctuary down there. It's crazy. Oof.
Yeah, out there, yeah. My girlfriend's grandparents, yeah. Every time I go in the basement and do laundry, I'm like, Jesus Christ. The amount of spiders I've seen. I could open up a haunted house down there year round. Yeah. Ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it's pretty wild. Like because I'm not a fan of spiders. I mean, I'm not scared of them, but I'm also like, hey, fuck off. Don't. I'm all set. Leave me be. She will have like a visceral, like physical shaking reaction. So she may have got molested by a spider. I don't know.
I believe it. I
Yeah.
believe it. Some people like I don't blame them. You know, I'm just I don't think there's a bug that made me do that. Also, although I've been finding what did they call them?
I love how you're
Silver.
looking around now. You're like, I better not say it too loud. They might fuck around, come and
Trust me, in
coordinate.
this apartment, unfortunately, I had to because once in a while I'll be chilling and then all of a sudden I see a fat water bug or it's not centipedes. What they call them, silverfish or whatever. It's not centipedes, but they look like them. And
I know
they
what you're talking about. Yeah, we they're out here too. And
where do they
not
come from?
the fucking Satan's asshole. I don't. They're not where I'm at now, but when I lived kind of near, kind of more of a forest-esque kind of place, I was like, I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to fuck with you, puppy. Handle that real quick, please.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
dogs will get them. Yeah.
we also have 5 cats and a dog, so it's like, come in here if you want. Like, you're gonna get like, not only are you gonna get killed, you're gonna get toyed with, which is just
Even worse.
right. Like, I need to make, if I'm a viral videos, I need to make that a viral video and send it to the little bug world and be like, this is what happens when you come in here. Like,
That's
it's
the
like
perk of
Saw.
having dogs. Yup. That's the perks of having them. They will take care. You'll be insect free as long as you have them.
Right.
Oh God.
So there's one other segment plus maybe another one if you had something to come up with. So just like we always do on this podcast, we do a draft. And I meant to bring it up in the beginning, but honestly, we just had such a good convo going. I didn't even realize it. I'm like, oh yeah, we should maybe wrap this soon here. So I asked you before we got on air if you had any would you rather ideas, because I know you mentioned that about my kind of guest appearances on your other pod that you're sparking up, and I was like, yeah, hey, look, I'm all about that life. I don't know if you came up with any. If
I
you
got
didn't,
one
don't
for you.
worry.
I
Okay.
got one for you. I saw this on Twitter the other day.
Okay.
So, would you rather? We go into money in this one. It's a little lighthearted one.
Okay.
Would you rather take 15 million cash or have $5,000 for the every week for the rest of your life? What would you choose?
$5,000.
Smart play.
Easy. Easy. I don't need all that money. I'm not a materialistic person. I just don't make me work. That's where I'm at in life. I don't want to work anymore. I'm all set. Give me $5,000 to beat my dick, take a nap, I'll be fine.
I don't play. I take the $5,000. I think it's an interesting one because we see this all the time. It's like the red pill, blue pill thing. People need. I mean, I think for depending on who you are, if you like fast cars, you like the finer things in life, you'll probably take the
Right.
15 million just because. But yeah, I do the $5,000 too. I think about it. You could do anything you really want to the same way. The only thing you might not just be able to do is buy a house right away. But
Right.
$5,000 a week, come on. 20 grand a month, come on.
Yeah.
You won't see me no more if I had that money.
Now, with that being said, it's still not like an egregious amount of money. I mean, if that's 240 a year. So, let's call it 250. So it takes you 4 years to get to $1 million. That's going to take you 60 years to get to that 15 million.
True, but like I said, $5,000 a week. I mean, it's what's the crazy part? I remember because I used to love Bill. I mean, I still like him, but I used to love Bill Gates in high school. I remember at one point reading an article where it said that Bill Gates, even while sleeping, I think he was making like $100,000 every hour. I'm like, come on, man, ain't no way. No, it wasn't even an hour. I think it was per second. He was making 100.
I was going to say, like, the crazy thing is, I was like, yeah, that sounds a little low.
Yeah, no, it was per second. I mean, come on. I mean, imagine sleeping and waking up to 15 million.
Yeah, I don't know. Now that we put it out there like that, takes you 60 years to get to that 15 million, where you get the 15 million straight up. I think I would have to pivot. I think I'd go to the 15 million straight up and just set up my life there and then just sit on the rest. I think it all kind of comes down to who you are and how you operate as a person. I'm very money oriented and very numbers oriented. So, looking at that, it's like, yeah, 240 a year isn't actually amazing money anymore. I mean, it's good, but you're not going to change the world with it. You get 15 million dropped in your lap. That's a bit of a different story. You can then get your house, get your cars paid off, get your debt paid off, and then you can just coast. Now, the problem is a lot of people aren't going to coast. They're like, hey, I have all these things. You know what I could do more with? Get more things. And then that's why people that win the lottery are stupid people that die and buy everything they possibly can. And yeah.
That's an interesting part. I read about them all the time, and I'm like, I understand it though, because imagine you go living from paycheck to paycheck, or you have ambitions and you never
Right.
had and then all of a sudden you wake up, you got $100 million at your disposal. Now I wouldn't be that stupid and buy, 5 Lamborghinis and have a 25 cars and
That's that clout stuff.
Yeah. But some people like that though. Like I live on the east side in New York, and a lot of people have that mentality. I will go on because Fifth Ave, I don't know if you know or familiar, but Fifth Ave in Manhattan is known as like the millionaires, billionaires road. I mean, when you want high-end pieces, that's where you go, Fifth Ave. Right. I know people who work minimum wage jobs and still go shopping there. And that's just some people had that taste. They rather 50 million for some people is like, hey, tomorrow ain't guaranteed. So you know what? I'm going to enjoy out and enjoy it. And some people will blow through that. Like, it's crazy to think that being a millionaire nowadays is not even. I mean, for certain people in poverty, it might be wow, but for society, having $1 million really don't get you much anymore. When you think about it. So.
Look, I mean, not to put us out there, but collectively between me and the wife, we're closer to 200 grand a year than not.
That's not bad. Yeah, I mean,
and we're still like, she's still looking at coupons like, word, I'd save $5 on sponges. I'm like, hey, and it's something I just because she literally said that today, and I was like, I was doing the dishes. I'm like, never thought we'd be in a situation where you had to be like a little stoked over saving $5. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, I was watching Law and Order last night, and I remember this one thing someone said. They said, what the hell? Oh, I forgot what I was going to say, but yeah, I think depending on who you are, I'm the same way. I don't like spending money if I don't have to, but I have a lot of family. I know friends who, during the pandemic when we was getting the extra unemployment money, some people was spending right on Nikes and Yeezys and all that stuff. I saved it, money. Oh, that's what it was. It was a homeless. It was dealing with homeless people. And someone said we're only two mistakes away from being exactly the same people we criticize. Yep. It happened. The only people who can say I won't become a homeless person are like billionaires and or people who have such enormous net worth.
Motherfucker, I got $38 in my account right now. Bet.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. You can't even get a Happy Meal at McDonald's for that price.
Like, now that being said, all of our bills are paid. We don't have. I mean, we have the debt that we're paying off. That's also kind of why we're lower on the money. I mean, shit, the car payment is like $534. Our school loan payment is like $550.
That's not bad considering. I was just telling a buddy. I knew a guy. I was telling my cousin this yesterday. I know a guy in LA who works at Domino's. He's a pizza guy and he also delivers. My man drives an $85,000 car. His car payment alone is almost $2,000 a month. I mean, it really goes to show everybody's priorities are different. That's why
and I think it cost of living too, though. I mean, keep that into account. I mean, that is that's a big difference as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, one of the biggest gripes with him was because this dude was, I think, 30, but he lives with his parents. So I mean, when you only paying, maybe
Right.
$50 a month, rent, you can splurge on it too. But even then, it's like, would
What are
you
you
risk
doing?
that?
Right.
2 grand? Come on, man. Like, that's
And
what
you're a delivery driver? Like you're putting miles and age on it. And this is your friend?
No. There's a guy. So when the place I used to work at, Dave's Hot Chicken, it was right next door, literally right next door.
Okay.
So when we come out, we see him. But you know what? That's the thing too. We're also going back to social media. Everybody's looking for gratification. So does it look good to show a Honda Accord, or does it look to show? I don't remember what car it was because it wasn't like it's 85 grand. You're not gonna see those type of cars every day, but yeah, I mean, for some people, it's to keep up and keep up appearances. That's why I didn't like LA because even
Right.
for me, I started getting to that. Oh, I need that Dodge Challenger Scat Pack. I know it's not my budget. I don't even
Man,
want to
we got a
consider.
Toyota Camry SC edition, and that bitch got balls. Let's fucking go.
Hey,
We're
man.
all set.
Hey, you know what? I rather have money to on it
That's
for
a nice
rainy
car
day.
and shit, but still, like,
I mean, look at what Toyota or Honda and them are doing now. A lot of their cars look amazing. They have sportier, exteriors. They have better features. It's catching up, and I think for me, it's again everybody's different. Some people want that, that
I bet your car
McLaren.
looks so good in traffic.
Hey,
Like,
Benetton. You'd be surprised, man. I living on this side of Manhattan. I mean, I see a lot of high end cars. I just the other day, 2 days ago, when I was coming home, I saw 3 Lamborghinis back to back. One was yellow, one was blue, and the other was red. I'm like, you see stuff like that now. Teslas. Um, I saw someone had what is that? My mom has it. The Suburban. They had a matte black finish. Oh my god! I mean, the amount of money people spend on cars here now. I remember growing up. Yeah,
the good part about it here, generally speaking, people don't really do that because the roads are shit. There's random ass cobblestone roads because it's apparently it's 1820 in this bitch, and the potholes are crazy and everything's a hill. So anyone that tries to drop their suspension, like, look at my lowrider, I'm like, look at everything on the front of your car, the bottom of your car, and the and the back of your car is all beat the fuck up. So yeah, I'm glad you like your pretty car, but just don't look at it from any other angle than from top down because it's going to be wrecked.
yeah. Well, I will say, like Pennsylvania, I go quite often now because girlfriend's from there too. But I do see I do see some fancy cars once in a while.
You
It's
got to go to
not.
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is where I'm talking. Pittsburgh is literally a fucking mountain somehow.
I've been there once. My college was playing there. I stayed at a hotel. I think I was only there for a day. I'm not too familiar with Pittsburgh, but I do. Yeah, you know what it is because when you live in an area like you are more suburban, rural
Yeah.
areas, you're driving more for reliability and gas.
Right.
Because if you drive to work every day, do you want to be driving a gas guzzler like the Hummer? No, that'd be stupid. But in New York, where a lot of times you're stuck in traffic, hey, if I'm gonna be stuck in traffic, I might as well look good. Same thing with LA,
Fucking
You're trying to
dumb.
his image, his
It's
image,
fucking
man.
dumb.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you, but it's something I saw as a kid, like growing up in the city back then. 20 years ago when I was 5, the BMWs was like if you have a BMW, what were you doing? That was like the culture in New York.
Right.
Now it's like I don't even know if there's a culture anymore in terms of certain cars, but now it's more about who has the better looking car. So now you're seeing people in the projects driving 70 grand cars, so but that's what happens when you live in areas, LA, New York too, where image is important for a lot of people, so but if you live in certain parts of
never
them,
understand it, my dude. Never understand it.
I mean, you only to be fair, in Manhattan at least, you only really see that in New York City. You only really see that in Manhattan. If you go to the Bronx Brooklyn, Queens, you will see, more sport cars like, the Hellcats and the Chargers. But for the most part, a lot of people don't really care about image, But when you come to Manhattan, yeah, everybody cares about. You'll see Porsche Macans all the time. You'll see Lamborghinis. You'll see not so much McLarens, but you'll see a lot more 50, 60, 100 grand cars on the road, Range Rovers. I mean, it's the image, especially when you live in a society or area that, oh, you don't got a McLaren? What are you doing? Like, I don't want to be around you. I can see it happened to me. I had to take a step back and realize, hey, I don't want to be those people who got to work every day, all the time, just to pay this car note.
Right.
Not me. But
yeah, it doesn't make any sense. That's a good one.
Yeah, I will say I was the Chrysler 300 because my buddy had one and I drove it for a while. That one, the Tesla SUV, I forgot what is it, Tesla X or whatever, Y, or Toyota RAV4 is my first three choices for a first car. But something modest, not too crazy. I think the Tesla is probably the most expensive one, but
yeah, I would say that's probably
that'd be something if I book a nice gig on a TV show and the month the check is steadily coming in. I never, like I said, I lived in New York all my life, but outside of LA, I never had my own car, so I wanna get something I actually want, not just some cheap $2,000. I always got to service it because it's
right.
like one pothole away from death. So
Right.
I'm a modest man.
See, I mean, and that makes sense. I think you were in the minority on that severely. I think it all kind of goes down to the image stuff with the majority of other people, especially out in that, because it's a pretentious atmosphere. That New York, LA, it has a little like I like to smell my own farts kind of atmosphere to it,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think that's a stereotype. I think that's been kind of proven many times over than with the conversation we just had as well. Yeah. All right. Now, listen, we are running, well, not really running long. We usually do an hour and a half, but here's our draft because I don't want to rush through the draft, but I also feel like we have such good chemistry. We'll just keep talking. It's going to be that thing that always happens with me every time we talk. So
every time
I have to be an adult and put my stake in the ground here. So we're going to do 4 rounds.
Let's do it.
It is going to be favorite drinks.
When you say favorite drinks,
anything across the board.
Favorite drinks.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go first?
I'm going. Oh, you're goddamn right. It's my fucking show. No. So, yeah, I'm not saying alcohol. If you want to choose all alcohol, hey, that's fine. That's more of an indictment on you as a person. See a little low blow there. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's fine. So, I'm going raspberry iced tea.
Ooh, you know what? I'm going cranberry juice. Cranberry juice.
Are you a psychopath?
Hey man, that sweet, having that sweet, but also how would you call
tart?
it? Yeah, tart flavor with some. Oh yeah, I could drink cranberry juice. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. I'm gonna do ginger ale. Ginger ale.
All right, now I will tell you one little caveat about ginger ale. This is my favorite time of the year for ginger ale because they have that blackberry ginger ale that makes me rub it on my nipples, and I'll tell you what, it is fucking delicious. If you've never had it,
what is it? What is it?
Blackberry ginger ale. Canada Dry makes it. It will, you will fuck the can. I'm telling you what, they do it right around Christmas time, so it's probably starting to hit the shelves. Do yourself a flavor.
Yourself.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Going strong. But for realsies, do it. It's real
I'm gonna try.
good.
I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, that sounds.
And then on top of that, they got cranberry ginger ale too. They actually, if you go to Sam's, I don't know if you got Sam's Clubs or Costco's.
No, not in the city. There. Costco's, yeah.
So they have like the triple pack. They got the blackberry, they got the cranberry, and they got the regular in like a little like 36 can fucking deal. Super
I'll
good.
check that out. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Okay. So ginger. So why ginger ale? Like that seems. It's an interesting number one pick. Like that's your 101. Like that's your number one pick.
Ginger ale because yeah, like I could go with water. That's generic. I could have went with seltzer. But ginger ale when I drink soda is my go-to. It's
Okay.
delicious. It's when I was a kid, that was like my sick medicine. Whenever I got sick, my mom
Right.
brought me a can of ginger ale with some soup. So ginger ale tastes good, always on point. You could drink it cold with ice, warm is always going to hit, and the flavor. I mean, it's
You got a
everybody's
preferred
palate's
brand?
different. Oh, that's great. You know, it's funny. Me and my brother, we was talking about that Canada Dry, Schweppes, and this another one,
It's
right?
like Swindells or some shit. It
Yeah,
looks
that
just
one.
that's
We
kind
don't
of
got
like
that in the city.
right.
I would probably do Schweppes. That's the one. That's the one I grew up on.
Okay.
But if it's not around, I'll do Canada Dry too. But Schweppes, yeah, 100%.
Okay. Interesting.
And I'm not
Okay.
Canadian, so what I look like getting Canada Dry? No.
I don't know what you're talking about, but all right. Fair enough. It is that time of the year where I'm watching a boatload more hockey, so I will end up sounding Canadian probably by mid-November. Right?
Understandable.
And it's not a joke. It honest to God happens. It is the weirdest thing.
Oh, I don't doubt it one bit.
Yeah. So sorry, not sorry. That's actually pretty fucking ironic right there. I'm going ice water. Yeah. Yeah. So that was my number 2 pick anyway, but it just makes me feel so much better that I'm able to like bend you over a barrel there. It makes me very happy.
Nah,
Ice water is the tits. It don't even need to be ice water. It just needs to be cold water. Now we use a Brita filter because we bougie, and tap water from the city is garbage. So you will literally get cancer from that. So don't do it. Get a Brita filter. Yeah, you get it.
yeah.
Even though it doesn't really have a taste, it does have like an underlying taste. I think just the coldness and just it. I think it's like a more of a mental thing because you're doing something good for yourself, right? So
Right.
you just off top feel good about it, and it's just nothing else is gonna hit that way when you're thirsty. Like not only will it, you're not going there for you're going there for sustenance. Is kind of where I'm going with it. Like yeah, that's where I'm going.
All right, ice water. Yeah, I thought about doing that, but I'm gonna switch it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do lemonade.
Oh, you
Lemonade.
motherfucker! That was my
Lemonade.
next pick. You
Lemonade.
cock
Yup.
snack.
Yep.
Oh, here's the
No
ratio.
explanation needed. Lemonade.
Not at all. God damn you. Oh, here, give me a minute. I got to go through all the racial things in my head now. Yep.
You thought I was gonna say Kool-Aid, didn't you?
It's all grape Kool-Aid. Oh, that's the one I meant to mention earlier. Son of a bitch, grape Kool-Aid when I was doing the whole racial bit. Oh, man. Also, can we just talk about how bad grape Kool-Aid is? How bad grape flavored anything is except grapes? Anyway.
Yeah, I don't drink. Yeah.
It's terrible. Oh, God damn you. All right. I'm gonna go Crown Royal Peach.
What is that? Vodka?
It's whiskey.
Oh, whiskey. Oh, you a whiskey?
Crown Royal Peach tastes like summer.
I haven't tried that. That one.
Have you ever had Crown Royal?
I think once.
Okay. So Crown Royal Peach is warm and it tastes. It's kind of like it has almost a little bit of a tinge of peach iced tea to it, except that bitch burns. But golly, it's good.
Oof. Never. Yeah, I'm not a straight alcohol drinker. I can't.
I rarely drink, but
I've tried in college too. I think the first time I ever got drunk, I had Everclear and whiskey.
shoo,
Straight.
that is
shots.
not how you start that, sir.
Hey, it was a Friday. It was my first time. Well, Yeah, it was the first weekend I decided to go out. Yeah, yeah. So
Jesus, you don't start doing drugs and do like heroin, guy. Like, god damn.
hey, I was. It was free. Free 99. Come on.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Okay, you try to get white boy wasted. All right,
Yeah.
fair
Oh,
enough.
yeah. It was definitely a bunch of white boys giving me the weight.
That's what we do.
You know what? I'm gonna go classic. I'm gonna stay classic. Jack and Coke.
Gross. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Not a fan. I will say. Well, all right. I'll change it. I'm only doing that one for the masses. But if I had to choose
Yeah, this
my
is to you.
favorite,
Fuck the masses.
my favorite, I would have to. What is it? I would do Maker's Mark. Oh, I think that's the brand. So whiskey and ginger ale.
An old fashioned. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Um. Hmm. I don't really drink a lot of stuff like that. Like when I'm drinking anything, I'm just drinking what I normally drink. Like literally, what I was drinking while we were doing this was lemonade.
See.
Yeah, I believe me, I'm not fucking happy about it. So I did a little caveat here, a little shout out to Crystal Light. So me, diabetes, whatever, fine. They have these pitcher packs, whatever, I guess, for lack of a better term. And they're all sugar free. And you can't tell. And they got this strawberry watermelon mix. They got the lemonade, they got the raspberry iced tea, raspberry lemonade, everything under the sun. But it's super nice because it's, as a diabetic, you can literally drink as much of it as you want because there is nothing bad in it.
Interesting.
All it is. Yeah, and it's even if you're not diabetic, it may be not a bad idea to kind of take a gander at it for anyone that's listening because it's good. It comes with six packets and it's like $2.59 or something in the store. So
Interesting.
yeah, give it a shot.
That's I thought that was your pick. I'm about to say
no, that's pretty broad, man. That's not fair. Damn, I didn't really think this one through, did I? Go with your fourth pick. Let me think here. I don't want to just have dead air.
See, I was gonna go with Sidewalk Slammer. I'm not doing that because no. If you don't know what a Sidewalk Slammer, so
no idea.
I found this out at college because people used to drink this every Saturday. Sidewalk Slammer, you buy 40 and a 4 Loco. You get whatever flavor you want.
Mm-hmm.
We drink the 40 halfway, and then you dump the 4 Loco into the 40 and you chug it. And it leaves you on the sidewalk. It's literally, I went to school with a bunch of white people. So
look, I wasn't gonna say it, but I was absolutely gonna say it. How many white people were around you that put you on this shit? Because that seems very.
I've seen people do that, and I've seen so many drinks being made that I can go with them, but nah. Those are drinks that, like, when you looking to get effed up, wasted, on the floor. Yeah, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm staying
too
away
goddamn old for all that noise. Okay, I do have my fourth round pick, and it has a little variable to it. Room temperature cream soda.
Interesting. Wait. Is cream soda similar to root beer, or are they different?
So there's more of a vanilla undertone to cream soda. I don't really know the difference. Like I would say root beer has a more harsher kind of bite to it. Cream soda is more of a. Let's put it this way: there are two drinks you can make, and I'm not saying my pick because of these, but for example, if you add vodka to root beer, it kind of tastes like a bit of a root beer float. If you do like vanilla
Interesting.
vodka. If you do vanilla vodka and cream soda, it tastes like a cupcake. So do with whatever you want to with that information. If that at all helps answer that question, which I know it didn't, but it has a lighter bite to it. It just something about the room temperature It brings out more of the flavor of the vanilla. It's just a solid drink. I don't have much more to say to that.
Interesting. Okay. I'll try that. I never tried root beer with alcohol before, so I'll give that a shot. No pun
give it a shot.
intended.
Yeah. Make sure you get vanilla if you're doing it. Make sure you get vanilla vodka.
That actually does sound pretty good.
If you do just straight vodka, it's not going to be great. You need to have that vanilla kind of kick to it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. All right. So your pick is room temperature cream soda. I'm going pina colada.
Really?
Yeah. And I know. Yes. Sue me, fruity drink. But you know
Ain't
what?
no fruity. Look, my legitimate favorite like mixed drink, Bahama Mama. Let's go.
Those are good. I tried it the other day.
Listen, so here's the thing. If you're gonna do it, you need to go to kind of Jamaica to get it done right, because that's dope. You talk about trying to get you white boy wasted. Yeah, they go hard in the paint. They're like, yes, sir.
I believe it.
Very, very good. Absolutely. So, all right. So let's recoup the draft here. So I started with what did I start with? Raspberry iced tea. Raspberry iced tea, water. I went to the Crown Peach and ended with cream soda. What'd you have?
What did I start with?
See? It's fucking difficult, eh?
I started with ginger ale.
Yeah.
Then lemonade.
Yeah.
Old fashioned.
Yeah.
Pina colada.
So you're an alcoholic, basically, is what we're saying.
I'm in my 20s still. I might as well enjoy it, right?
Oh, I forget you're a young bull. Golly. makes my knees hurt.
You're not that much older, though. I mean,
I'm 37, motherfucker.
37 is not that old.
You tell my back that.
Fair enough.
It begs the difference.
I know people 20 with back pain, so hey, you know.
No, my back really doesn't hurt, but it's like a tired trope. But yeah, age is a number, man. I don't really.
Once you're over 40, maybe it's time to start looking at retirement homes. But
fair enough. Yeah. I mean, the wife's 37. I'm quite sure she's about 64 mentally. So
I'm staying out of that one.
Yeah, so do I. Talk about cobwebs. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Oh god. You want to see the people I work with?
I sure do, baby.
Oh god. Hey, the only upside to it is you might be staring at the barrel of some cash. So because this is a private facility, so
okay.
Yeah, it's funny. One of the ladies was casual the other day. I think she be feeling me.
I love how you looked around like she was gonna fucking sneak up on you, like it's like the
hey TMZ man, TMZ. But like this lady was casually talking about how she had to withdraw $2 million from one bank to another. I'm just like, you 90 years old and you just talking about money like this in the public. I mean, I'm not trying to rob her or anything, but I was just surprised that she brought up the money. I was like, $2 million?
I am. Clack clack. Let's go.
Oh god. Oh god.
It is dumb though, but I mean, it's also one of those things where it's like, well, I mean,
hey, some people in my job joking. I think some of them do actually mean it. They be joking about trying to sleep with the patient. They're not patients, but the guests.
Yeah.
Nah, no amount of money will ever. Nah.
Yeah, that's called a character flaw.
Yeah, I'm not that desperate. Nah.
Money is money. That's yikes. There's just like a whole other moral implication that's like right there. It's just oh god. But listen, we got $1.50 here. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on short notice. Kind of had to do the IR stint with Jermaine. Hopefully his tooth is better. If not, fuck him. I'll cut him. You've been replaced, sir.
Yeah, well, one black guy replaced with another.
Yeah, irony. Well, I told you I had to reenact the 1834 law of all y'all look alike. So there you go.
I'm half Cuban though.
I don't give a shit. That's your inner half. Your outward half is black. It's fine.
Fair enough. Can't argue with that. The cops see me. I'm a black man. So
I mean, let's not go back to full circle here. That is absolutely true. The other thing Cuban about you is a cigar in your pants.
no. Well, no.
I meant to say your pocket, but
Yeah,
went to pants because whatever. Fuck it. My
Hey,
show.
kids might be watching.
Kids are not watching my show. Absolutely not. And if you are, you have terrible parents. Absolutely terrible parents.
Hey, they be on Instagram, so hey,
This
you
is
never
true.
know.
Well,
You
tell
never
your
know.
parents then. I don't give a shit. All right, man. Do you have any parting words here?
Parting words, stay well. I remember I had a drink called 5 o'clock somewhere, and I'm thinking about that right now. It's 12 o'clock, but it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So, no, all seriousness, I hope everybody stay safe. It's a crazy world out here, as we all know, with the war going on across the pond. But
yeah, I didn't touch on that because I'm not educated enough to really understand the ins and outs of it, so I don't want to speak on it.
yeah, me neither. I'm not touching on that.
It's
But
a fucking shame, though.
It is a shame, but you know what? It goes to show appreciate what you have, appreciate every moment, be grateful because it's easy sometimes to forget how blessed and grateful we are. And like I always say, a helping hand is a better hand. And with that, I want my $5,000 for coming on.
I will send you
PayPal,
pesos.
Venmo, Zelle. There's no excuse. It's 2023.
You're getting a dick pic, and that's what you're going to have to deal with. I apologize.
It's settled.
You agreed to that way too quick. I have questions.
Hey, this is your show, man.
Well, hey, but no, sincerely, thank you very much for popping in and having fun and kind of rolling with the punches here. It was definitely an off the kind of cuff kind of show here. I didn't really have a ton on board on what I wanted to yap about, but it's kind of the lovely part about what we do here is I love the organic conversation. So thanks for taking time out of your day. And
Very busy day, might I add.
yeah.
No.
I mean, I didn't care either way, so that's fine.
You
and
see what I deal with?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, now you can just spend the rest of your day beating bugs and your dick and all that other fun stuff.
Oh, you already know what time it is.
I don't want to know what time it is.
No.
That's a. Well, I did say I'm gonna send you a pic, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, you are very agreeable today, sir. I am.
Hey, I'm high off life, and I'm not talking about the green one.
Mm-hmm. All right, boys and girls. So, thanks for showing up. Get this uploaded later, and all you guys can go fuck yourselves.